handful of driveways I do, and 3.5 miles of camp road I do. Nothing's froze up. We've had 40-something degree weather for a few days now, so the roads are, nothing's froze. So I'm going to go out this morning with the grader blade and see if I can't straighten up the roads a little bit. These are camps that people don't, he might come up here 4 or 5 times over the winter. So I can plow these normally the next day after a storm, but we ended up getting probably 4 inches of snow, and then it rained, and then this morning it's getting warm enough so it's melting down. So this hot top driveway at the top, most of it's already like melted off. Then you'll run into an area that's still got that 4 inches of heavy wet snow, but I've plowed, this is the second time I've plowed this year. We plowed one morning that probably had 4 or 5 inches of snow, and it melted off within 8 hours. It was like it was never, other than the snowbanks that got left behind, it was like it never happened. I'm hoping that ain't what this year is going to be about, because last year was the same thing. Nothing ever really froze, and the dirt road was just a mess. And like this morning, I'm plowing up piles of leaves and just dirt. It's horrible. There was enough, so I had to plow. I wish I didn't have to, but there's always somebody out here with a front-wheel drive or a rear-wheel drive car with crappy tires. A couple areas I got into this morning pretty bad, got into the edge, so I'm going to try to just straighten it out a little bit with the grader blade. It's supposed to be 40 degrees today, well, pretty close to 40 even where I live. South of here is supposed to get up to 45 to 48. It's supposed to go down to 19 tonight, but then by today's Monday, by Sunday we're supposed to see 50s again, so it's a mess. But you can see in the camera the roads. I did this with my V-plow this morning. I kind of put it on float, then I lifted it up about 1 inch off the ground. Like I said, just a big pain in the butt. Until these dirt roads freeze up, they're not easy. And another thing you got for this time of year is the first couple times you plow, you get rid of all the leaves that were in the ditch lines on your side of the road. A lot of people, when they get ready to leave their camps up here too, will blow all their leaves out near the road. It's like, you can see some birches in front of me on the right here that are on pretty wet snow that we got. I'll get a shot of the back. Like I said, I'm just going to try to straighten out a couple areas that I hit real bad. This road here has got I had to break off a couple trees. We did a lot of tree work this year, but there's still a couple sections of this road that are going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. They lost power north of us pretty good because there was a couple more inches of snow. A lot of these camp roads, that's what you get. You got a bunch of tree huggers too that don't really want to cut the trees. I'm just cleaning up a few areas this morning, just in case. It is going to freeze up. It's supposed to be 19 degrees tonight. So all this stuff that's got leaves in it that are going to hold the moisture and freeze up to be a block of crap, I basically want to get off to the side. That way the next storm that comes, these leaves aren't going to be plaguing me like they were today. You can see more trees there bent over the road. I gotta probably deal with this. They're talking 50 degrees next week for 2 days. I'll probably come out and these ones that are bent over, get rid of. Like I said, most people out here, oh, I don't really want you cutting a bunch of trees if it's the edge of their property, but this morning I actually had to break a couple trees off to even get by. What I think I'm going to do is come down through with a pole saw and just knock them off and leave them. Just be something else I got to deal with in the spring. This is another driveway I got to. It comes up maybe at Christmas and a couple times in the winter to go ice fishing, but I'm actually using my grader blade right now instead of the plow blade because I don't want to tear the driveway all up. I didn't really even want to do this, but if I don't, he'll come up. It's like one of those things. You can see on the right side of the road, off the windshield, right side, all the leaves. And like I said, the budget, there's been like 1 year there was a budget of money where I could go out and clean that up. Other than that, this is what you run into on the camp roads. First couple times you plow them, but it ain't bad. If things would have froze up, I would have pushed down through and it would have just, scraped them off, put them in the snowbank. The problem is this morning they're holding a lot of moisture, so that it's pretty much a big mud puddle under them. So you come down through with a V-plow or a 10-foot plow and it bites right in. But like I said, we probably had 4 inches of snow before the rain compacted it down. And even now, the last storm we had that melted off, I had 2 cars that went off the road. This morning I can see where someone pulled in and went right out into the woods because they come in here probably 20-something miles an hour. Right now it's probably 36 degrees and it's enough so it's melting off pretty good. So I'm just going to let it go and see what happens. But like I said, they're talking 19 tonight. I'm going to try to just knock the snow off, but either ones I'm probably going to have to come out and cut. Normally I'd come out today and get them with a chainsaw, but I believe this is going to all melt off over the weekend. And when it does, these trees that are bent will still be bent enough so I know which one. And I'm just going to take them down. I'm not going to get soaking wet today trying to do it. So that's what you got to do sometimes with class 6 camp roads. The leaves that were there this morning just about stopped my plow truck dead. And I took the V-plow, but there was just such an abundance of leaves. And I checked these roads probably 3 weeks ago to make sure there was no bad spots like this. So these leaves kind of got put here since I looked at the roads. But a lot of people do that up here. The day they're closing their camp up for the year, they'll blow everything forward and head back to wherever they're from, and I think they kind of just feel, oh, the plow guy carries them down the road, but this is a pain in the ass. There's no other way to say it. But the roads aren't froze. I just, like I said, last winter was like this. The roads never froze up, so plowing them just was a big pain in the butt. The sad part is right here is there's a lot of good material that just got taken off this road, but there's nothing else you can do to it. Once those leaves get twisted in, you got to get rid of them. And I'll show you the road over here. The same thing. You're going to find all these camps to the left. Whoever cleaned up their property blew all the leaves to the back. It happens every year. And I say something about it, and no one ever seems to want to do it. But you can see right this morning I plowed as much leaves as I did snow. So until them get cleaned up, and like I said, them freeze that way, and it's going to be a pain in the butt. But that's a lot of times why you'll see me use this tractor, not a truck. And then once everything's froze up, you can use the truck a lot more. But this morning's a good example. There's a couple areas I went through that probably had 6 inches of standing water I was plowing. It's a miserable experience up here when it doesn't freeze up. That puddle that's there in this ditch line is probably 2.5 feet of water underneath that slush. That's what we got at the end. It all began as rain, and then we got snow and a little bit of rain at the end. So it really condenses down, but the roads are just a mess because of it. I just figured I'd take a shot. About it. I don't want to make any more of a mess than I did already. But that's when it's nice to have a tractor with a grader blade on the back. Is these first couple storms, if nothing's frozen up, you can normally do a better job on the road.